What's up, everybody? This is Cobra One, and today we're going to be talking about the downfall of Sam Kerns. So, who is Sam Kerns? Sam Kerns was living in North Carolina, and he decided to change his life by joining the Army National Guard. Circa 2023, he weighed about 400 pounds, as he even claimed he'd eat an entire box of hamburger helper with the equivalent of ground beef every day. So he lost a lot of weight to join, and say 12 Bravo combat engineer, right? Well, he starts becoming a milfluencer, posting motivating videos every day. I even fell for them, right? Well, the Guard these days has been deploying more and more and more than active duty. And the Guard was gearing up for a deployment. And Sam Kerns did not want to go. He got on ADOS orders. Let's talk about that first. So, I'm not too familiar with them as I was active duty and I got thrown out. I guess ADOS orders basically put you on an active duty type status when you get active duty pay. Well, he had an ACFT upcoming, or an AFT as they call it now, and he gets on profile, and then he holds himself a ruck march where he participates. How do you get on profile and are not able to take an ACFT or an AFT, but you can carry a rucksack for a distance? What's going on here, Sam? He had moved units, and if you can see right here, he's not a very good soldier. He's had issues, and upcoming to his deployment, he was showing anxiety, and they tried to ease his anxiety and try to sway him to the right path, but didn't work. And he was cleared by BH at SRP to deploy, and then their battalion that he was with gets contacted that he is ineligible to deploy because of a profile he got on. I will defend him a little on this one. His mother was murdered. He was posting about his mother being murdered, and maybe he has some unresolved trauma from that. He needs to talk about it. That is pretty reasonable to bring that up. But at the same time, you swear an oath to defend the United States of America and the American people and the American way of life when you join the military. The National Guard is no different. You are in the U.S. Army National Guard. He posted a video stating how he wanted to do stuff like flood relief, do stuff for his state. Well, guess what? The Guard deploys, just like active duty. Okay, the Guard has been taking the brunt of deployments for GWAT, especially as of recently. You will train and go to war. When I was in Poland with the 101st, my buddy in the Michigan Guard was deployed to Iraq for 9 months. And they were doing more than what my unit was doing in Iraq. They had a different mission set, but they were doing more from what he told me, from what I gathered from him and what he told me. So, right before deployment, gets on that profile. Now he can't deploy. When you deploy, I'm going to tell you something. It is Army 24/7, okay? When you get time off, it can be taken away from you at any point. It's not a 9 to 5 like how active duty or can be. You are embedded to the Army 24/7 when you are deployed. Okay? Like, everyone who is going to deploy has to accept that. It is more stressful, but you signed up for that. This man is a deployment dodger. I don't care what anybody says. He is a deployment dodger. He gets on a profile to avoid doing a PT test. And he goes on a ruck march for his TikTok and IG page. He gets on a behavioral health profile so that he has a guaranteed not deploy, because if you hurt your back, you're probably still going to deploy. All right. And worst case scenario, and this is the Army, they break you over on that deployment, send you to Kuwait to see a doctor, and then if you're really bad, they take you home from there. All right. That's just, what I know of. But if you have a BH profile, you are guaranteed not deploying. That is, if you're on a behavioral health profile, you are not deploying. A behavioral health profile that's limiting you, like for example, no touching weapons, no touching munitions, you cannot deploy. So I think he knew that. All right, he's a lot smarter than people give him credit for. I think he knew that. And got on this damn profile to avoid this deployment. He even posts about bragging about being on profile. And another thing, this right here, the keyboard combat badge. As this all happened, said and done, he posts this picture of him smiling with the keyboard combat. Basically made to look like a CIB, but with a keyboard instead. Funny and all, but it's almost like he's bragging about dodging a deployment while living off of Army benefits. Now, a buddy of mine who's stationed at Fort Bragg right now has told me that his peers, as he just PCS there, have seen him on Fort Bragg. He likes to go around. So, he wears the uniform more often than active duty soldiers do. Going to hibachi restaurants, nothing wrong with that. If he loves the Army, all more power to him. And I truly did think that in the beginning of this. But you have to accept, it doesn't matter your MOS. I did a lessons in leadership on this, okay? You can deploy and go to war. And especially when you are in a combat MOS, like infantry, like combat engineers, which is his MOS. You can deploy and go to war. 12 Bravos are right up there with 11 Bravos. They move with them, sometimes ahead of them. Your fears, your anxieties, there's a point in time where you got to suck it up. And the problem that I see with behavioral health is there are people who genuinely want to do it that can suck it up, but in an appropriate setting want to talk about their problems, get a good diagnosis, and move on with their lives and continue their military career. Then you got chuckleheads like Sam Kerns who fucking decide, hey, I'm going to get on this profile. And then behavioral health officers and professionals began to maybe generalize certain soldiers. And I don't blame them. I really don't. I don't. There's too many dudes like Sam Kerns doing it. It's fucking bullshit. He's making money on it. And then he posts a video that he said he lost his ADOS orders. Now, with ADOS, you can lose them, from the research I did, you can lose them for a lot of different reasons. Feeling height and weight like he did. Profile. And then behavioral health profile. So now not only is he on a profile for, PT, because apparently he's so fucking injured he can't do a PT test but can go on a ruck march for his milfluencer stuff. Now he's on a behavioral health profile to stop him from deploying and even holding a rifle. And then he posts a video about how sad he is he lost his ADOS orders. Buddy, you got to put the work in to get these things. You're making yourself a liability to the government. So now they're taking certain things away, and they're probably going to hand that to some people that have both earned it and aren't liabilities. Your display is pathetic, Sam. All right? You have to accept things for how they are. You can deploy. I didn't want to go to Poland. I'll admit this right now. I tried to back out of our rotation to Poland because I was not confident in the 101st if we went to war. However, and that is a bitch move of me, Sergeant Major, I talked to him. He not only convinced me to go, but I also remembered, you know what the fuck am I doing? I swear an oath. And I went on that 9-month deployment and stayed for the entire 9 months. I didn't want to be there. But you know what? I saw a new country. I saw a new part of the world. I met some cool people. It was a great experience. Despite me not wanting to go, I still went. I did not once think, all right, what do I do? Oh, I know, I'll get on a BH profile to get out of this rotation. No. Not whatsoever. I went despite not wanting to go and even trying to get out of it somehow. I still fucking went. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to do things we want in the Army. If there was a way out of it, I was going to see, but I couldn't find it. So I said, this sucks, but I got to do it. The unit needs me. Despite my feelings, I said, remember, feelings don't matter, like I was always taught. And I went. You, on the other hand, seem to be using the uniform for clout and milking the system. I'll even go as far as to call you a grifter. You talked about in one video how you won't compromise your integrity. Well, you are blatantly now compromising your integrity. Shame on you, Sam Kerns.